Hello everyone and welcome to Trading Card Nation. Today we picked up another box of 2022 Archives, Topps Archives baseball. This is going to be a continuation of a review / chase. Looking for the top rookies as far as Wander, Torkelson, and everybody else that's, Witt, Bobby Witt Jr., Rodriguez. The names just go on and on and on. More players are starting to really get into their own as the season was ending. So next year is going to be pretty exciting to see if they keep it up and continue on. But let's go ahead and see what we can find in this product. Go ahead and cut the wrapper off of it and take a better look at the box. Again, find 3 exclusive 1988 Topps big foil cards inside. 6 packs plus 1 extra pack, 8 cards per pack, 56 cards per box. And again, find the 3 1988 Topps big foil. And you got Witt, Wander Franco on the box. So let's see. And I showed that last time out, but I'll show it again. Get you the odds. No purchase necessary. Information. And let's see what we can find. Mitch Hanger. Stanton. Mike Yastrzemski. Max Page. Sorry about that, had a little malfunction. Trey Turner. Nico Horner. Mookie Betts. 3 home runs for Lindor. Farnsworth. O'Neill Cruz rookie card. That's a nice one we're looking for. Like I said, I try to mention all of them. There's always one you'll forget, or several of them you forget this year. Everybody's harping on Wander, which he, didn't really have the desired, I should say, output this year. But Muller, Ashby, Mullins, Lopez, Jacob deGrom, and there you go, a nice little PC hit for Ken Griffey Jr. So if you haven't noticed, I know a lot of it's blurred, but all the cards in the background, that's generally who is my PC as far as Miggy Cabrera, Ken Griffey Jr., Nolan Ryan. Just save, of course, all the Rangers, especially Huff. Juan Gonzalez, Luka Doncic, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and numerous of the 80s and 70s, 80s, and 90s basketball players. Tunde, Goldsmith, John Smoltz, another Ken Griffey Jr., Mark McGwire. Any sport, anybody that plays sports in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I kind of collect them. Mark McGwire, Ken Griffey Jr. There's so numerous players back then that I just kept. Of course, Nolan Ryan. And it's just like these, Kyle Lewis, I will collect him. Babe Ruth, you always take a Babe. Jeff Bagwell, again. Fernando Tatis, Jim Palmer. And the list is just on and on and on. All the good. They're not really vintage cards either. Not yet. They will eventually become vintage. But, there are a lot of them in the 80s and 90s. Mike Piazza, Carlton Fisk, again. Suzuki, waiting for him to really get into his own. Green rookie, Wade, and Chipper Jones. Pee Wee Reese, of course. That's one thing I like about archives. They'll put players out there that a lot of people haven't heard of. The newer generation haven't heard of, or really doesn't. A lot of them don't even speak of them anymore. Hoskins. And, there's a lot of players back in the, late 80s, early 90s that I forgot about, unfortunately, because they're not brought up and you don't pull a lot of their cards. Randy Rosaria, that's a sweet card. And Brandon Marsh to finish that off. Well, I hope you enjoyed it and my rambling as far as cards from, back in the 80s and 90s. There's so many baseball players, so many football, basketball, even some hockey. It's just, there's nothing like this hobby. You just go on and on and on. Some of the great players, the Hall of Famers, people that didn't make the Hall of Fame that probably should have, for whatever reason, from one reason to another. But it's just, if you can't find a player that you can really get into, you're not interested in that sport, because it's so diverse of all of them. Basketball, football, baseball, all of them are so diverse with players, from all over the country and all over the world. So there's a lot to it, and I hope everybody, if you're just now getting into card collecting, it's a lifetime, of joy. And that's the way I look at it. Like I said, I'm more of a player fan than a team fan. Yeah, I do. I'm in Dallas. I've watched Cowboys since I was, knee high to a grasshopper. But I'm still knee high to a grasshopper. But still, when I was young, back in when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, watching the Cowboys for the first time. 1980 when the Mavericks came, watched them. And back then you just had one team in a city. Dallas only had football. They didn't really have baseball until the Rangers came. And in a franchise team, new franchise team ain't the best in the world. There's not many of them that start out blazing. They have to work up to it, get players on their teams, and it takes time. But before those teams came to your town, you looked elsewhere. I'm a 1980 through 93 Celtic fan. I watched Celtic because Larry Bird was on there. I was a big Larry Bird fan, more than a Celtics fan. It's just the way it is. Same with Magic. I was a big Magic fan. Not really a Lakers fan, but a Magic fan. If I can catch one of their games, and back then you really couldn't catch a lot of the games. Some of them were nationally televised, but not many. So I'll get off my soapbox. Again, if you're new to the hobby, welcome. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. On what cards, the best cards I can tell you to collect is the ones you like. That's the easiest way to put it. So, well, until next time, I hope everybody stays safe and healthy. And until then, we will see you then.